Welcome back to round one of the BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, sponsored by Toyo tyres here at Blyton Park. And we are just about ready now for the Mel Williams Tyres Production B final. 2 cars to qualify for the A final over the next 5 laps. Half a dozen hatchback racers out there jockeying for position down to the first corner. It's Graham Rumsey in his Citroen Saxo who takes up the lead ahead of Sue Lane in the red Honda Civic, and side by side between Chris Harper in another Saxo. It's Joe Cunningham car. He pulls ahead of Mark Finch into 3rd place. But it's Graham Rumsey who has got the lead in his Citroen Saxo. Harper trying to go around the outside of Lane. Dale Ford in there as well in the silver Saxo, and Joe Miskauskas, the Lithuanian driver, at the back in the Citroen C2. Good fight going on for 3rd between Harper and Mark Finch in the Citroen Zara. It's Graham Rumsey starting to pull away in the lead in his Saxo, classified 5th after the 3 qualifying heats. Sue Lane up there in 2nd place in her Honda Civic, maybe soon to challenge the Bellaby sisters as the leading lady of Rallycross. Joe Miskauskas a bit slow there at the back of the field. Looks like he may have a problem in the C2. It's Rumsey who leads, just under a second ahead of Sue Lane as they complete the first lap. Mark Finch 3rd. Rumsey heads out down the straight, knocking a wheel there into the left-hander. Lane up there in 2nd place. Mark Finch still battling Chris Harper in the ex-Joe Cunningham Citroen Saxo, I believe that is. And in the background, Joe Miskauskas heading back into the paddock. He is out of the race. Harper there in 4th, further back ahead of Dale Ford in his Saxo, as Rumsey runs a little bit deep there through this very tight right-handed hairpin. It's over the infield section and out towards the jump. Over the top goes Graham Rumsey. It's looking good for the Saxo pilots. Don't forget the top 2 head through to the B final. Graham Rumsey had a best finish of 3rd in the heats in heat number 2. See the heat winners out, of course, in the A final. Chris Harper running wide onto the dirt there through the left-handed sweeper. That could allow Dale Ford to close up in the silver number 704 Saxo. Mark Finch staying with Sue Lane. The battle for 2nd starting to develop now. The Civic against the Zara. Half a second in it now for the lead. So Graham Rumsey has pulled away a bit over the last lap. 1 minute 8.51 his time that time through. Sue Lane in the Civic in 2nd place. Mark Finch on her tail, has a look on the inside there, coming through the left-hander as they go out onto the loose section. Mark Finch has come through the field very nicely indeed. 4th on the grid, up into 2nd as Sue Lane runs a bit wide there through the hairpin. This could allow Mark Finch to come through, and indeed it has. Mark Finch is through into 2nd place in the Citroen Zara. Zara, better known as a rally car in the early 2000s. Sebastian Loeb driving one in his early World Rally Championship career, of course. 5 cars still running in this B final, coming around to complete their 3rd of 5 laps. Graham Rumsey still leads in the Saxo. Finch now in 2nd, but 2 seconds down. Battle behind, of course, losing each other time as they scrap and allowing Graham Rumsey to get away. Mark Finch in 2nd place, the clean lines of the Citroen Zara. Lane in 3rd place. We've had a change for 4th. Dale Ford has come through ahead of Chris Harper in the ex-Joe Cunningham Saxo. So been used as a rally car in the past. Finch cutting the hairpin a bit tight there to slow up a little. Still leading the way is the Saxo of Graham Rumsey. Down the straight he goes. Looks like he's got this B final under control now. Sue Lane still in 3rd place, then Ford. Chris Harper's dropped back. Through the sweeper they go, back towards the conclusion of lap number 4. 1 to win for Graham Rumsey. It looks like Chris Harper has got a problem there. He's slowed up coming through the sweeper. Yeah, looks like Chris Harper, unfortunately, is dropping out of the race. Sue Lane dropping into the clutches of Dale Ford. But no problems for Graham Rumsey, again locking a rear wheel there as he comes into the left-hander on the tarmac section. Mark Finch, I think, can play it safe for 2nd now. Top 2 qualifying through. Sue Lane not closing back up on him. Dale Ford there in 4th. Chris Harper has dropped out of the race. Problems with his Saxo. We lost Joe Miskauskas on the first lap, of course. So coming towards the end of this B final, it looks like it is the two Citroens that are going to go through to the A final to join the likes of heat winners Martin Peters and James Orton, Jeff Hope Davies as well. Here they come then down into the sweeper for the last time. Round the left-hander they come. Sue Lane still there in third in her Civic. But it is going to be a win for Graham Rumsey in the Citroen Saxo. Here he comes, takes the checkered flag. Mark Finch closing up on him towards the end. Graham Rumsey able to back off there. He enjoyed a comfortable advantage around the last lap. Lane in third, Dale Ford finishing in fourth place. So good stuff there from Graham Rumsey. The two Citroen pilots go through to the final, finishing 0.8 of a second apart. Graham Rumsey and Mark Finch. Sue Lane and Dale Ford in third and fourth. Chris Harper and Joe Miskauskas fail to finish. With the sun setting here at Blyton Park, we go straight into the A final for the Mel Williams Tyres production category. Down into the first turn, the two heat winners together, Martin Peters and James Orton, but it's Jeff Hope Davies, the Welshman in his Saxo, who has taken the early lead. James Orton, the winner of Heat 1 in the Peugeot 106, has dropped back into third place. Martin Peters, the winner of Heats 2 and 3 in his Saxo, the number 626 in second place. But it's Jeff Hope Davies who has the lead. Orton in third place. Graham Rumsey, the winner of the B final, is fourth. Then we've got Lee Green in the white and orange car. At the back is Mark Finch in the Zara. So 6 French hatchbacks in our Mel Williams Tyres production A final. It's Jeff Hope Davies who has the lead. 2 seconds and a fourth in the 3 heats today, but only counting, of course, his 2 best scores to decide the grid for this final. JHD it is who leads the way ahead of Martin Peters in second place. Saxos 1 and 2, just under half a second apart at the end of our first lap. Martin Peters having a look there as they come down the front straight here at Blyton Park into the left-hander. Hope Davies has got the line. There's James Orton behind them in the Peugeot 106, the only non-Citroen in this race. To the infield section they go. Jeffco sponsored car of Jeff Hope Davies leads the way. Orton staying with them, then Graham Rumsey, the winner of the B final. Very close there. Hope Davies running a little bit wide through the hairpin. That could allow Martin Peters to draw up alongside him. But it'll be on the wrong side for the next corner, the left-hander. Over the rise they come. Jeff Hope Davies increasing his lead slightly down the straight. Saxo's got the straight line speed over Martin Peters' similar machine, and James Orton in the 106. Then it's Rumsey and Green, and Mark Finch has dropped back in the Citroen Zara now. Slightly bigger machine. He's in 6th place. Meeting lap number 2 then. Jeff Hope Davies still leads. 0.7 of a second almost up on Peters. Then Orton, Rumsey and Green. They've dropped Mark Finch, who's about 4.5 seconds further back off 5th place. Hope Davies looking quick out in front, so is Graham Rumsey. Always locks a wheel through there, that first corner. There's James Orton, the electrician, at the wheel of his Peugeot 106. The first 2 breaking away a little now. 2 white Saxos of Hope Davies and Peters. Down into the right-hander they come. Again, the leader runs a bit wide through the hairpin. Peters again trying to draw up alongside him. Next corner is a left-hander. They go over the bump on the inside, then over the jump. Not getting any air off it though. As JHD, Jeff Hope Davies, continues to lead. James Orton closing back up again, just a little on Martin Peters for second place. The Peugeot running wide there through the sweeper onto the dirt. It's lost him a bit of momentum. Still in 4th place we have Graham Rumsey ahead of Lee Green. 3 laps completed then, second between the 2 leaders, so Hope Davies has pulled away by a few tenths. Martin Peters trying to close back up. Welshman controlling the pace nicely. Peters gets a tighter run there through the first corner. Coming up into the left-hander to take them out towards the loose section. Peters' car seems to be stronger in the corners, but Jeff Hope Davies has got the speed. Onto the loose section they come, down towards the hairpin. Jeff Hope Davies again run wide, he always does there. Martin Peters on his tail as they come through towards the jump section once again. JHD still with the lead. Over the top they come, down the back straights, and towards the sweeper, and then back towards the finish line. Autosport still hanging on to their tails in the Peugeot. Then Graham Rumsey, Lee Green, and Mark Finch. Lee Green a bit out of shape there, coming into the sweeper section. JHD, Jeff Hope Davies, leads into the final lap. Gap has come down by about 0.3 of a second. Martin Peters looking determined here, the man who topped the table after the heats with 2 wins. Here he comes through turn 1. Still Hope Davies from Peters. Peters was quicker on that last lap again. Out towards the rough infield section, off the runway onto the dirt, down towards the hairpin. Can Peters get the inside line away this time on this section? Wait for Jeff Hope Davies to run wide. Peters up the inside this time. Has he got him? Yes, he has. They touch. Peters sideways, but he's got the lead. Martin Peters into the lead as they go over the jump. Timed that nicely there as they came out of the hairpin section. Now it's down towards the sweeper for the last time. Martin Peters looking good for his 3rd win of the day. Jeff Hope Davies will try and fight back on the last couple of bends. Peters running wide, he's onto the dirt. Jeff Hope Davies back up the inside. He's going to retake the lead on the inside. This is going to be very close between the 2 Saxos. Jeff Hope Davies, it looks like he's just done enough. Jeff Hope Davies wins the Production A final. Peters 2nd, Orton 3rd, and Graham Rumsey 4th. What a cracking last lap there from our Mel Williams Tyres Production category. Superb stuff from the Saxo and 106 pilots, and Lee Green under threat from the lap through the last corner as well from Mark Finch, who spins over the line. Gets a cheer from the crowd for that one, so it was close for 5th there. I think Lee Green may have had a problem coming out of the final turn because he almost came to a dead stop as he crossed the line. Mark Finch nearly got him and had to spin to a halt. So the win goes to Jeff Hope Davies by 0.4 of a second. Cracking finish there with Martin Peters, then Orton, Rumsey, and then further back Green and Finch.
Jeff, congratulations, A final for production class win there. What a comeback after a year out. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. It was a really good race. It was great.
It looked like it was close racing. There was quite a few packed together.
Yeah, I led near the start and Martin got by me, and on one of the last bends near the end of the race he went wide and I managed to just nip up the inside and won it. So I'm well chuffed.
Excellent, you did a really good job. It was a really entertaining race, and hopefully we'll see some more of the same at Pembrey round 2.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks.
Right, thank you.
Cheers.
We're on to the Fuchs Lubricants sponsored Super Modified category. Their B final gets underway. 2 places available in the A final, and it's the Toyota MR2 of Mark Jones who leads the grid away ahead of Paul Johnson in the BMW down into the first corner. Nick Angrave in the Honda Integra in 3rd place, and going round the outside is former MSA Junior Rallycross competitor Drew Bellaby in the BMW Mini, looking to join her sister Paige, who's already qualified for the A final in her Lotus Exige. So it's Mark Jones in that beautiful Toyota MR2 Mark II that's got the lead ahead of the big BMW of Paul Johnson. Doesn't look like a typically orthodox rallycross car. The Ford Puma of Gary Mitchell has come through into 4th place behind Drew Bellaby. And rounding out the field in this one is international rallycross journalist Hal Ridge at the wheel of a Suzuki Swift. Somebody's come to a halt in the background there. That's Nick Angrave in the Honda Integra. He's got problems. He's pulled up on the straight there. You can just catch a glimpse of his car in the background. There goes Hal Ridge through the sweeper in the Swift. It's Mark Jones who leads at the end of the first lap by just over a second ahead of Paul Johnson's BMW. Gary Mitchell in 3rd place with the Puma. Then Hal Ridge and Drew Bellaby behind them. So we've lost Nick Angrave from this one in the Integra. He won't be going through to the B final. These two could well, Mark Jones and Paul Johnson, then Gary Mitchell, who qualified by winning the C final for this race. Drew Bellaby qualified through from the C final as well. There's a yellow flag out at the hairpin section. That will be for Nick Angrave's stranded Honda Integra, just to warn the drivers of the hazard. They head up towards the jump, and the Integra is actually parked on the jump. You can't park there, Nick Angrave. So an extra hazard. We've got a jump with a chicane in the middle, caused by a stranded Honda Integra. There goes Hal Ridge in the Peter Gwynn Motorsports Suzuki Swift over the rise. As Mark Jones continues to lead in his beautifully painted Toyota MR2 Mark II. There's Paul Johnson in the big BMW M3 on his tail. It's an E36 model BMW M3, I think. Gary Mitchell keeping pace with them in the V6 engine Ford Puma. Down into the left-hander they come, then out towards the loose sections. Between these three, by the look of it now, for places in the A final. The top two go through. I think we may have lost, unfortunately, Drew Bellaby. It looks like the BMW Mini has dropped out of the race, won't be joining her elder sister in the A final today. We're down to just 4 cars running. There's Nick Angrave, he's got out of his Honda Integra. We'll be keeping a watchful eye to make sure nobody wallops into the back of it as they come over the jump. Yellow flags out from the excellent marshals here at Blyton Park to warn the drivers of that extra hazard. Not very easy to see coming through that hairpin into the jump. It's an extra hazard though for rallycross drivers to overcome. They like a challenge, these rallycrossers. Mark Jones leads as they complete the 3rd lap. The gap has come down a bit from Paul Johnson, down to 0.6 of a second now, with Gary Mitchell up behind them in the Puma. Between these three for the 2 places in the A final. Johnson doesn't need to take any risks to attack the race leader Mark Jones, just needs to make sure he holds off Gary Mitchell for 2nd place. Jones continues to lead. Down into the sharp hairpin here. Very impressive, very smart V6 Ford Puma up there in 3rd place for Gary Mitchell. Past Nick Angrave's jump they come. Jones increasing his lead now. That's Toyota with plenty of straight line pace. Paul Johnson dropping back because he's being kept busy by Gary Mitchell, who's right on his bumper there as they come out of the sweeper. Up to start the final lap this time. Looks like it is going to be a win for Mark Jones in the Toyota MR2, barring any disaster. 1.4 seconds up now. Gary Mitchell less than half a second behind Paul Johnson as they fight for 2nd place, allowing Mark Jones to get away in the MR2. Round onto the infield section they come. Down to the hairpin once again. Paul Johnson trying to close back up again in the big BMW. Swinging away into the right-handed hairpin. His famous exponent in a BMW in Rallycross in recent times, Vince Bristow. He was competing in the historic class today with his older BMW, but Mr. Sideways, unfortunately, an early retirement from the meeting with mechanical trouble. Coming down towards the sweeper for the final time then. I don't think Gary Mitchell's going to get past Paul Johnson for 2nd place, but it is going to be a win for Mark Jones. He's heading for the A final in the Toyota MR2. Takes the checkered flag. Paul Johnson will come over in 2nd. They go through to the A final. Gary Mitchell just misses out in 3rd, and the other finisher will be Hal Ridge, the rallycross journalist in the Suzuki Swift. Jones the winner by 0.8 of a second ahead of Paul Johnson, who just held off Gary Mitchell for 2nd place. Hal Ridge the other finisher, Drew Bellaby and Nick Angrave retiring. Glorious sunset over Lincolnshire as we get ready for our last race of our coverage, the Fuchs Lubricants Supermodified A final, and it's a terrific start by Paige Bellaby in the Lotus Exige. She had a heat win earlier on, the other won by Todd Crooks in the black and green BMW Mini. He's currently battling with the 2 Citroen C2s of Michael Boak and Phil Chicken. It looks as though it is Boak that has moved up into 2nd place in the early stages, but Paige Bellaby, that Lotus so quick off the line, a bit of a tangle there. Todd Crooks and Phil Chicken getting together there, and they make contact again through the hairpin. Crooks spins, that's his chance of a 3rd win gone. The BMW Mini almost left facing the wrong way. He was the top scorer after the heats, but it could be out of this final. Paige Bellaby is already lengths clear in her Lotus Exige. Daughter of Dave Bellaby, rallycross competitor in Britain and beyond for many years now. 2nd and 3rd, we've got the 2 white Citroen C2s. It's Michael Boak, the former Audi TT driver, in 2nd place, already over 3 seconds down on the leader. Phil Chicken is in 3rd, then Mark Jones and Paul Johnson, the 2 cars who qualified through from the B final, in 4th and 5th. Todd Crooks has got going again in the BMW Mini, but he is at the back. So Paige Bellaby, away and clear then in the Lotus, hitting a cone there as she comes through onto the loose section. The only disappointment for her perhaps at the moment is that her sister Drew not able to make it through to the A final, retiring her BMW Mini from the B final. Moving towards the jump comes the Lotus Exige. Doesn't look like a rallycross car, but very effective indeed, this machine. Also seen the likes of Ash Simpson have success in Lotuses, and Mike Dresser as well in the past. Michael Boak trying to keep up with the leader, Smokey as he used to be nicknamed. The days when he raced a diesel-powered Audi TT in rallycross before switching to the more effective Citroen C2. Just over a second in it now, so Boak has closed up a bit over the last lap. Phil Chicken in third place, Mark Jones in fourth position in the Toyota MR2. Michael Boak with the headlight covers coming loose on his Citroen. Paul Johnson in fifth place in the BMW M3, and Todd Crooks just along for the ride at the back now, unfortunately, after that tangle with Phil Chicken halfway around the first. We're on lap 3 of the 5 now. It's looking good for Paige Bellamy, but can Michael Boak catch her here? Lotus just so fast in a straight line. Watch it pull away from the Citroen. Blasts clear down the back straight. Glorious sunsets here at Blyton Park, although in some places it may cause the drivers 1 or 2 visibility problems when they're heading into the sun. Phil Chicken still in third place, very experienced rallycrosser. Competed in the British Rallycross Grand Prix, managed to qualify his little Citroen for that a couple of years ago at Croft. So 1.9 seconds almost in it now for the lead. Paige Bellamy has pulled away again. Mark Jones still fourth in the MR2, and then we've got Paul Johnson's BMW. Paige Bellamy, the fastest car I think we've got here today, this little Lotus. Certainly nothing quicker than the production 4x4 cars were earlier on, the big Subarus. Johnson, you can see in the background briefly there, he's back in fifth. Lotus, Citroen, Toyota and BMW. BMW Mini at the back, Todd Crooks. Very much an up-and-coming rallycrosser. He's competed in the MSA Super National Championship as well with his BMW Mini. Well spaced out though in this Supermodified A final, sponsored by Fuchs Lubricants. Boak trying his hardest to close in as they go into the final lap. We just cannot match the straight line power of that little Lotus. Now into the left-hander, going out towards the infield section. So right past the cone she took down earlier, Paige Bellamy. Didn't slow her down though. Into the hairpin. Michael Boak with a quicker lap that time through though. Close up a little. I think it's going to be too little too late for the Citroen C2 pilot. Over the bump there and onto the jump. Boak has closed up just a little, but not enough to catch the Lotus. Into the sweeper for the final time. It is going to be a win for Paige Bellamy. She's going to complete a heat and final double. Todd Crooks and the other 2 heats at the back, but it is a win for Paige Bellamy in the Fuchs Lubricants Super Modified category here at Blyton Park today. Second place goes to Michael Boak. Further back it looks like it will be Phil Chicken, who will take third in his Citroen. And then the 2 qualifiers from the B final, Mark Jones and Paul Johnson. So Bellamy taking the win by nearly 3 seconds in the end ahead of Michael Boak. Phil Chicken in third, then Jones ahead of Johnson, and Todd Crooks was a non-finisher.
Paige, what a win, A-class final for the Super Modified. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good actually. I didn't really know how the day would go. We've made a lot of changes over the winter to the car, so we were coming to really get used to them and make sure that we'd got rid of any issues that we had last year. So to come here and win, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's great to see you back out. Was it a close race? Did you have people on your tail?
I don't know, I didn't look behind me.
Just foot down forward.
Yeah, well I find that sometimes if I look in my mirrors, I'd take, I'm not looking forwards.
Not concentrating.
Focused on that.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily come to race and win, but it's absolutely brilliant that I have done that. Yeah. But yeah, really chuffed.
Bonus, brilliant. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you in round 2 at Pembury. That car's going really well, so well done. Should be proud today.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it from here at Blyton Park for round 1 of the BTRDA Clubmen's Rallycross Championship in association with Toyo tyres. Thanks very much for watching. Join us for round 2 coming soon from Pembrey in South Wales. It's goodbye for now.